You do it. Marina.
Hi.
Hi.
The body's been really struggling for a few days, and there's not much space between when the body struggles. I'm just in it, and sort of in the worry, in the misery, in the working out. I had great energy, felt great one day, next day, boom. Mind gets busy, everything. Anyway, that's. Frustration happens because it's such an old round the wheel story here. You get tired of trying to be healthy. It's like I feel like there's always this effort to keep the body head above water some days.
So let's just go back to basics, Marina. Yeah. I mean, what else can we do? Otherwise, I can agree, or then we're just both in that turmoil, So my job is to get a bigger picture, a bigger container.
Yeah. And
so let's just,
I guess that's why I come here, because it's like, I can't seem to get that bigger picture on my own when I'm just in it like this. So yeah.
I hear you. Yeah. Yeah. So who is or what is responsible for all of that?
I'd like to know.
Yeah, me too. I also like to know. I would like to have a very good conversation with that bun. Who or what is responsible for all those movements? What can we say?
No one.
Yeah.
They're just happening. And the more I'm in it and try and fix it, the more it's fixed.
Yeah. And even that, that I or that identity that says that I'm, the more I am in it is already involvement, isn't it? Is already that movement. That I that speaks there is already in that movement. Yeah. It's somehow, I mean, it's a miracle, the whole thing. It somehow automatically shows up when there is that turmoil going on, isn't it? It's like click, and all those eyes, I don't know how many there are, one on top of each other, next to each other, in all directions.
Yeah.
Showing up and doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's also interesting that there is that capacity of us to see that. Huh? It's also absolutely amazing. So that's already kind of creating a bit more space, just that we can speak like this.
Yeah.
It's far, I mean, from where I'm looking, it's just far out. How it does it by itself, and then by chance, in a way, it also has the capacity to have a bigger picture of it all. Right
Yeah.
now, it's just
Like a
tiny bit.
wheel, it's like a wheel that just sort of keeps going round and round and round. And the more it's in it, the more it goes round and round. And all these eyes are all, but I'm worrying about, but I want to fix this. And it's not fucking fair. I'm fucking angry. And, there's all these eyes.
Unreal, unreal. And that's just kind of inside, but then if you look into the so-called world, that's also, there are the puppets doing it all, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just everywhere. And then, there's now is a puppet sitting opposite you on the screen that just kind of creates a bit more space around it, where we look at the whole thing. It's part of the game in a certain way. Yes, wow, because how does this happen? That, or two beings kind of changing the perspective a bit. Yeah, it's super cool, isn't it?
Super cool. And it's super painful being in the wheel.
I know. That's why. The super coolness is that we, by chance, by grace, or whatever you want to call that, have the opportunity to create a little bit of a bigger container to see this, to see those automatic movements with all those eyes in that spinning wheel. Yeah. Might be another wheel, I don't know, but at least it creates a tiny bit of a space. At least it gives my system a little breath.
I can see too that the habit of pushing the body here, which happens because I'm in the wheel.
Absolutely.
And actually, if I look back a few days ago, it's like if I wasn't in it, if I could sit back and watch it, I probably would have just naturally rested for a day.
Yeah, let's just do it now.
Whatever. Something, done something differently than the pushing habit.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
And
Maybe. The interesting thing is, I mean, that's at least my experience. When the container gets a bit bigger and there is more space in seeing it, it doesn't matter what the body does. There's just, how can I say, it's just, something knows that it doesn't have a choice. The idea of choice comes only in when it's in the wheel because it doesn't like it. So then it tries to at least have a choice. But
yeah,
when there's the leaning back in a way, so, okay, that's kind of when surrender comes in, the effortless surrender. It's like, that sees, okay, it's pushing, okay, it needs to push. The changing and fixing aspect crumbles off. Ah, that's nice.
hard work being on the wheel.
You see how exhausted everybody is. I mean, nearly everybody. Nearly everybody. It's so much effort in that wheel. So much effort.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Um,
Good.
Hi, Meike. Hi,
Hi.
everyone. I like to speak, I feel.
Please.
The subject is about this empty space where I'm in right now, like no direction.
Oh.
And it's totally a new space, but it is empty. And I see that in there comes up, and Eva had a beautiful session with Isaac, which I saw later, about meaning and purpose. And the idea of I should have a meaning or I should have purpose. And it touched a lot in me, this whole subject. Somehow I see also that it takes me away from this empty space, like I should have, but it is actually also a movement away from just that emptiness and not knowing. And so I'm turning here, like there's emptiness. I should know what to do. I should make money. The pressure of money, there's only money going out, money need to come in. And I just had the kind of stressful moment with Maarten before the meeting, and he came quite forcefully with this urge. And for me, it feels like, oh, I first need each day to establish myself in being. If I'm not full, I start running or thinking what to do or which direction to go and filling it up. But it is all coming from a sense of fear or a sense of survival. And so I feel, in a sense, pressurized by Maarten also. And for me, how to stay in the slow motion, how to stay into being and feeling and trusting. I said to him, but now I love to come from a place of trust instead of going into a survival mood. And this is fine edge. And he is also in this space. But, you know, I see that he's more forceful, like, yeah, but there had to be money on the table, or and food is first, and all these things. So what about being, you know? So he gets a bit forceful. And yeah, for me is that I actually feel that I can't come from that place anymore in how I want to move with life. This preciousness of being is first, and seeing how I can come from there. And at the same time, I feel also the pressure of money and how to. And I've never been capable to do it in that easy way as Maarten. So I always earned less or a little, yeah. It actually also not has always really been fully, let I say this, I always, my first passion is always this, and being and here, and the unfoldment of being. And then I did all kinds of different jobs to get money together. But I never went in something that was truly connected to what I love the most. In that sense, I could bring. But so I did all kinds of different things. And now I also feel more from how can work support what I love the most, or how can I connect what I love the most with work, like. And I have no form here. I have no clue. I have no form. I know something new needs to happen, and I don't know. And in the emptiness, therein can come the thoughts, I should have meaning, or I should have purpose, or all these things.
Mm.
Yeah. Here I find myself.
Mm.
Yeah, and also how can I stay here while I also feel the pressure of Maarten. Yeah.
Mm.
And I
mean,
feel here at the moment, yeah.
Here too, you know, in a way, let's come back to the basics.
Yeah.
Because that's like Marina and I just spoke.
Yeah.
That's a wheel, huh? That's
It's
everything.
yeah, falls in there.
Absolutely.
And what I love the most is just being here. And
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. And being here can be very forceful.
Yeah, also.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Being here also kind of for being here, it's okay to do all different kinds of jobs.
Yes,
It's
it was also up till now, it has always been, and it was okay.
Absolutely. You know, all the other things is actually in the wheel of having an idea how it should be or how it could be. Even that idea of, you know, wanting to do something that really is what I like to do, or that's all from in the wheel, isn't it?
It is, yes. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just really good to be clear on
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Taking a breath. I mean, also truth is we don't really know what and how life wants our personalities to play. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, mostly it's driven by the subconscious. That's also so amazing.
Yeah.
Mostly
Yeah.
it's doing things we even, if we look at it, it's like, wow, how could this happen? And it just does it. It's somewhere in the information in the whole system that does it in certain ways that we would not expect it to move, and also wouldn't want it to move that way. And it does anyway.
Yeah.
It does it anyway all the time. Finding ourselves in that spinning wheel and not having a clue why, and also sometimes not having a clue how to create a bit of a bigger container so that clear seeing comes in. It's quite amazing. It's quite amazing how it works.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So by grace, again, there's that bit of a bigger container right now, and seeing, oh wow, all of that actually happens by itself.
Mm.
I mean, if I'm looking, I can't see that there's a choice. It's like when it sees, it seems like there is a choice, and then it goes into a different direction. But even in that, I can't really find the choice. It's like it goes into the intelligence of the everything. When it sees clearly, it's like, well, of course, I'm not doing it like this. I can't do it like this in that case when I see. So even there's not really a choice. So it's far out. The whole thing is far out.
Mm.
Having an idea that, you know, the pressure your system feels from Martin or from wherever could change. It might, but it might not.
Mm. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The pressure the
Yeah.
system puts on itself
It's
might
also
change.
there, yeah.
It's just really lucky when the container gets a bit bigger and the seeing is happening, where, oh wow, this is how it flows, this is how it flows, this is how it flows. Whoa, and like this, and like this, and like this. And it just does what it does.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. And it gets a bit of a different perspective, you know. It's, I mean, I don't know, I don't have a better word, but somehow what it's asking of itself is that total surrender in a way, that effortless surrender, huh? Where just,
Yeah.
oh, well, see, it's like, okay, take me, kind of. And then maybe a different impulse comes through. Maybe it sees so clearly and guides that truth that is the director of it all.
Mm.
Maybe then, you know, but even there you have no clue. Like then the next moment some disease can come in, or I don't know what, and I don't know where it comes from. It's like far out. So I just can say for myself, most of the time when seeing is there, it's like, oh my God, thank you for seeing. Thank you for seeing.
Mm.
Thanks for not having that turmoil all the time, and a bigger container being there where this clear seeing comes.
Mm.
Thank you. Thank you for these moments.
Mm.
The job will come or it won't. And you might love it or you might not. You might get a lot of money from somewhere or you might not. It doesn't mean that we put our head into the sand. We're still clear, but we're also clear in our seeing. We're not saying it doesn't matter, or we're not dismissing.
No, not at all. I also want to, together with Maite, take responsibility for that part of that we carry that both instead that he had to carry that on his own. So I really.
So you do what you can.
Yeah, and it will always be different, but I'm willing.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
I don't know, I have tears now, but there are tears. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just thinking of all those swamis and sadhus in India, but other countries have also those people, but India is just so predominant with it. It's like some people just refuse anything. They just walk around naked. And I find it absolutely inspiring in a certain way that even exists, Some of us are not, I mean, they have their own wheels, I'm pretty sure, but not involved in that, where our systems in our society have that amazing pressure of making money and, having a, we're also spoiled, we don't want to lose it. We don't want to lose our home. But that there are some people on the planet that just refuse it all. No, I better just sit under the tree somewhere. Maybe somebody comes along and feeds me. That's what happened to Ramana. We, in a way we can't even imagine that happening, but even that happens. Yeah, it's wow. Yeah, what to say about it, huh?
Yeah. There's I can also feel that at the moment it feels like a really effort to move myself into that direction. That is also how to come into that action again. Yeah. So,
yeah. And it will happen. If it has to happen, it will. Unless something really in you says, no, I'd rather die, kind of thing, Yeah, you have no clue. Maybe maybe I'm just going around and look for food in the trash, or that's also happening. Yeah, it's also happening right now.
It is also happening. Yeah.
That's what some people do, and they go around with a little cart and have their belongings in there, or all different kinds of things are there right now on the planet. Everything. So who knows? Maybe that is your path, maybe not.
I hope not.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying is it's
Yeah.
gosh, I mean, how many people have
Homes
have been
also, eh?
rich, have been rich and have lost everything and find
Yeah.
themselves in those circumstances,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, especially now also with all those climate changes and weathers, and people have lost so much, houses and
right now even, huh? Right now.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, somehow this whole issue is at this moment a little bit a heavy load. Yeah. And
Yeah, no, I
to see.
understand.
Mm.
I totally understand. I think everybody understands.
Mm.
Everybody understands. When our survival mechanism or system gets touched, it's not funny. It's not funny. It will go into fight or flight.
Yeah, exactly. And how to
Yeah.
not go there, but stay in the trust of being and move from there. That's my
Yeah,
interest actually, is to, yeah.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
all I know is, what we've been learning since years now to regulate our systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
To regulate.
Yeah.
From 24/7, actually. Whenever it wants to go into that
Yeah.
survival mode. And it's not necessary because, sometimes there's a tiger behind you. That's a different aspect. But if it's not necessary, that's when we need to learn how to regulate.
Yeah.
That's all I
And I
know.
feel that already as such a such a job. A 24/7, as you say. Yeah.
It is a job.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know anything else.
Yeah.
I have no clue what else there is. At least,
Mm.
my system gets relief out of that. It's just, I'm hearing myself saying it and it creates space in my system. So,
Mm.
okay. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wherever it pulls, wherever it tries to distract the system. Here. Again and again and again and again and again. Otherwise, it feels lost.
Totally. And it goes
Totally.
so quickly in that automatic and
Yes.
survival.
Yes. For all of us. Yes.
I really
Yeah.
don't want to move in this to that track. I love to be in this, but that it can come from being how it wants to move or how it's trust and start to follow
Yeah.
somehow. And yeah.
And just even that, see if there's any pressure in that when you say that.
Yeah. It doesn't feel in this moment, but it could be.
Good. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. What a life it is, huh?
Wow.
Mm.
Mm.
I also liked, the conversation with Dineke in the beginning, that she said something about that reaching out, that's just another aspect. It's like, when the system is in survival mode, there's always that entity, that identity showing up, and then it feels separate. So that reach, actually, to come into connection again, does the trick sometimes, especially when it's conscious. And also to know where to reach. That's, so that it reaches out to those that are actually available, that know this, so that they're not two separate beings fighting against each other, being in survival, but that coming home again can happen. I mean, which we're doing here, which is so wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, it supports me also a lot to watch the videos. And so always the resource area. So,
Yeah. Because, man, it is strong. That pull into that other realm is huge. We all know that. And then again, it seems like it's our job, huh? It's our job to show something new.
Yeah, that feels
You've
really
been lucky.
The job that that I love to do.
We are lucky. We are so lucky because, at least where we are, we haven't had any war. We have, we still we live in amazing luxury and abundance compared to so many others on the planet. So let this be our job, huh?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. And I must say that the capability to resource has increased so much. Really, really.
So good to hear that.
Yeah.
Judith, now you talk.
Really. Yeah, that is really, really happening so much.
Oh, wow. It is really good to hear. Yeah. So that's actually our purpose, huh?
That is what I actually always feel as the deepest purpose I have. There's not much more interest than this, actually. So,
So all of that is very clear.
that is very clear. But then the horizontal with life and that area. And yeah, we will see.
Yeah, but the horizontal, anyway, you know, if this is clear, if it's clear what the purpose is, then the horizontal falls into place in a certain way. It's not so important, isn't it?
It is not so important. That's actually also why I could do all kinds of different jobs, because it was not my main purpose. It's just it was
living.
about earning money because I need money, but it was not the life fulfilling thing. It was not about needing a meaning in that sense. Although, you know, that was not important.
Yeah. So fantastic.
That's why it have been always so much different jobs.
Yes.
It didn't make career or these things, or you know, it was the purpose was somewhere else.
Exactly.
And then, but that means also that I have not been able to make a huge amount of money. It was always just enough, you know, like, but not really that you could say a more abundant way of living. It was just on the edge, so just
But how fantastic is that too? That life provided exactly the right amount. Anyway, I find that absolutely amazing. Yeah. So life looks after you.
Yeah. To trust that, life looks after me. Just trusting that.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, and that is enough, you know, and everything on top.
Absolutely.
Brings tears to my eyes. Yeah. To trust that life support looks after.
I mean, it's funny, but Ramana comes again somehow.
Yeah.
You know, just imagine that young boy there, 15, 16 years old or what, and he just sits down and doesn't even think about eating, drinking, or any of that. And somehow someone comes along and puts rice in his mouth from time to time.
Yeah.
I mean,
amazing. Yeah.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I mean, really, isn't it?
Like there it shows, life takes care. Actually, it shows in that example so strongly.
So strongly. Exactly. He had to live his, I don't know, 80 years or 70, I don't know how old he got, but he had to do the whole journey. His system had to do what it had to do. And something took care. Something took care. He didn't think about that. He didn't think, oh, hopefully a Swami comes around, puts rice into my mouth. He didn't. It's very clear to me that he didn't.
No, he was absorbed in something else.
Yeah.
And life happened anyhow.
And life happened anyhow. Life happened anyhow. Exactly. Couldn't escape.
No.
No escape. No escape.
No escape.
Far out, huh?
Yeah, far out. Thank you so much, Meike.
Oh, thank you for a most beautiful exchange.
Thank you.
Esther.
Hi, Meike.
Hi.
I need some guidance.
Please.
I'll try to speak it clear. There's a lot of things mixed. And I'm not sure if my system is now terrible fighting or not. um, last time you said, get your body out of a situation, otherwise you get nuts. Something like that.
I might have said,
yeah,
I am taking my body out of a situation when it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
To be there.
Yeah,
If
but you
it's
also said that it would drive me crazy to stay, Yeah. Something like that.
Yes, yes, that's why, take your body out of a situation, otherwise you go mad.
Yes.
If you stay in that situation, you go mad. So better to take yourself out of the situation. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to speak it clear. So the noise in the night start again. So I wake up 4 times at night. And now I think I tried everything, mediators, house cooperation, and they blaming me as an old path. So I thought, okay, I never ask again help. And now there's something like I already tried step again to my neighbors, but and really practical, tell me what you hear so I can do something about it, because they don't want to do that. But I also feel the fear of, it's really repeating an old pattern or something like that, that my system really gets crazy. How do you say that? Hijacked or gaslighted. I'm not interested to go there anymore. So I'm not sure if I must do that. And I'm okay, coming back. Because I mean, it's a repeating story with my mother. And I see in a way they want connection, their systems, like my mom did. And I remember I was inviting people with my system, natural, that's your natural habit. And when I was young, it just received craziness and rage, so to say, the energy of rage. And so I learned not to invite. And now I bought a book from Ajasanti with very small, little guidance, so to say. And it's helping me very much. I think, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going in a lot of control or more going inside. You know, it's it feels at the moment, everything in life is inviting to go inside, you know, not finding it outside, but inside. And then there was also a little thing in the book about courage. And then I thought, okay, what asks from me courage? And that's to invite, you know, not going in fight, flight, and that stuff. And that scares me. So I thought, okay, could we do sitting together and just what's happening here, and let's see if it can invite with you. I know it's not a doing. It's more an allowing, you know, allowing to be me without, I mean, fight, flies, freeze, and so is in your nervous system, but it's also coming from ego, from, you know, survival modus. So I would love to meet you from behind it. I know, I'm not sure if I make it clear.
I'm here. I'm available.
And I can't feel if it's really going in control or excluding or going inside. That's not clear for me.
Why would you want to know all of that?
I don't want to exclude.
I'm not sure if it works like that.
No, well, that's I know. It's not a doing or working or, but yeah, there's something I don't know.
You know, how about, you know, going really, 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 really simple.
Yes.
Just for one moment. Nothing to do, Leslie.
Yeah, well, that's
nothing to do, nowhere to go, not looking for if something is excluded, for anything, just here for a moment.
yeah,
Nothing
but
else.
then there comes so many tears of gratefulness.
Yeah, then let them not come. I mean, how beautiful is that?
Yeah, well, but it's funny because everything feels like a mess, but then still there's such a gratefulness for being here and life going through me, and you know, I mean, that's a miracle. Not
just enjoy for a moment. Nothing to do. Nothing. I mean, you know, just being here is enough. Sitting on your yellow couch.
Yes. Home again.
Is enough. Is enough. And I'm doing the same. I'm just sitting here. not much of a clue about anything, but not short of words. Yeah, and here we are. Yeah.
I don't know why the tears are coming, but
I don't mind, you know. I love tears. I actually love tears. See, that's the thing when not doing is invited, all of a sudden you have not even a clue why tears come.
okay, then I'll let them go.
Oh.
I have no idea how it's now for you. I mean, I see you smiling, so maybe it's nice, or I don't know. So
Beautiful. I love that's actually I love the best just sitting with you, not doing anything. I think you're very good at it. I love it. Every time that happens between us, it's
yeah,
absolute pleasure to hear.
yeah, and I see.
Just watch where it wants to go into doing something. Just watch the
No, I
courage.
just try to tell that there are more moments that I just can rest.
Oh,
With whatever there is, and
really good news. Wow.
yeah, it's more like, something what at this moment doesn't have to hide. And then the tears comes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And that is very, very attractive and inviting to my system.
Yeah,
Might not body
yeah, because
system,
I
but
know from my family it's the upside, the other
yeah,
way,
yeah, I get it. Yeah, I totally get it. It's not everywhere appreciated, but in my life, oh my gosh, it's the best. It relaxes everything. It's honest.
Thank you for the feedback, because I just didn't know what was.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mind's going somewhere.
You
Yeah.
noticed, and you noticed.
Yeah. And there was also a nice guiding in the book from letting go. And I always thought, I mean, in a way I understand, but it always felt like letting go is an action, it's a doing.
Yeah,
And then I just
yeah,
said, letting go means only accepting everything what's happening now as what it is. you know,
Mm.
not fighting outside or inside, or that. That means letting go.
Yeah. What was just, you know, even accepting is too much. Even
Yeah.
when accepting is effort.
Yes.
It's fun. All those words, they
Yeah.
point, and it's beautiful. But you could see if we're just sitting here, you're not even accepting. Letting go
Yeah.
is happening. Yeah, letting go is happening by itself.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. I mean, now I feel it in the system or the body, or then
Yeah. Then it's yours.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel there's a little defense coming in, and then it's okay, but then it goes a layer deeper, so to say. And that's what's the courage about. Just let it happen, you know.
Exactly.
Stay out of it for whatever it is.
Yeah. 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 And no doing involved. It's like something is unfolding and something is seeing it, whatever that is. Oh, and then, more here. Also just words. But
Yeah.
we both know what's meant. And we love it. We love it.
It's so nice, you know, you just don't fight with me or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Oh gosh, what a beautiful feedback. Thank you. Yes. Thanks for
No, you
noticing.
just joyful there, you know, gentle and sweet, and now I can more allow it, or it's not even allowing it.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. And I can't tell you how much joy that gives to my system.
You did.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's just also, yeah, tears from
The depths of your heart.
and I'm still here. I'm not dissociating. I'm not.
Oh, you are so here. You are so here, Esther. You're so here.
Yeah, I can relate with what Judith said about jobs and so. And I do some things, you know, but I also feel a lot of, you know, I go and something is really pulling me back, you know. It's and like that's not the direction, or
Exactly. And no choice.
Hmm?
And there's no choice. You can watch that too. It's like it sees and it's like, oh no, why would it go there? It's like it doesn't have a choice when it sees. Like, of course it doesn't go there.
Yes, but up till now I do.
It's
And yeah,
up to, oh, you're not.
and not now.
Right, that's what I mean. Not now. Not now. It's showing very, very clearly. It pulls. It's like, no, that's not the direction. Fantastic. So something is learning something new right now. And it's watching very carefully. And it's all happening by itself. Any effort and seeing is nearly impossible.
And then fully trust life to, okay, what will come? That's
Even that happens by itself. You know, when those tears came from the depth of your heart, that is trusting. Then there is trust just by itself. You don't even need to trust.
no.
When those, no, exactly, there you got it. There you got it. Yeah, when that gratitude comes, or you know, whatever, when that, oh my gosh, comes, that where it's kind of bending to itself, bowing to itself, that is trust. Yeah, it's no effort. It's like, oh, wow. And you know that, Esther. It's
I know,
so
I
beautiful.
know. But it's,
It's
you
so
know,
beautiful.
with the pressure from the society, and I
Don't
still
touch.
don't want to live on the street, you know. That kind
Don't touch. Stay here. Don't even entertain it one moment. Just stay here if possible. I mean, my job is to invite you right back here.
you do. I feel it.
Thanks for taking that invitation. It's huge learning for all of our systems, Esther. It's so wonderful to see what's happening.
And to feel this or to be this, a connection with someone, that's
That's
the
pretty
best.
awesome, huh? It's exactly. It is. It is. Yes. Lucky us.
My mind's going that you're recording this, huh?
Yes, it's
Cool.
recorded.
Yeah,
Ah!
that's okay. I will try that with you. With Isaac, I'm not that far, but in this, it's okay.
All right. Thank you for your courage.
Yeah, that's one step.
It's a big gift for a lot of people, I tell you. It's a big gift.
Mm.
I hear that again and again. I'm so grateful. We have a small group tonight, but I can't tell you how many people get so much out of these meetings. I hear it again and again. So I'm a bit sad that we're only a few, but what to do? So sometimes I think, should I stop even, because there might not be an interest. But when I get the feedback of those people that watch the videos, then okay, I keep going. Yeah. Or we keep
Yes.
going.
Yes, please.
Because without you guys, it would not be available, I can't do that myself. So thank you for showing. Thanks for showing up and being willing to show this to the world.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a big gift, Esther.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I mute myself again.
Okay. Ellen.
Hello.
Hello.
That was really beautiful, Esther.
Oh, that was exquisite, huh? Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
I love your tears. So sweet to see how it softens and how it is releasing more, and it's very beautiful to see. Mm. 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 Mm, 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 yeah. Yeah. Mm. I'm waiting for words, but I feel like
Say again.
I'm waiting for words, but
Ah, ah. Ah, okay.
then there's a thought like I have to say something.
Yeah.
But there's coming so much information. Now there is so much information, then Mm. Is that also for you? Yes, of course. That's also for you.
Absolutely. Swimming in the field of information.
Yeah.
Mm.
But we don't know if it is the same information.
It's not interesting to
No,
be
it's
honest.
totally not interesting. When I say this, it's very clear. It's really not interesting. Whatever. No, it's really not interesting.
No.
Yeah, please keep on going with this sanghas.
Yeah. You know, I'm
Even if there are not so many
available.
people. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just interesting, you know. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. So
Yeah.
I'm here.
I mean, I can imagine it's also interesting for you to see what then happens, like if there are not so many people or more people, and what kind of thoughts are coming. Shall I stop? Blah blah. This whole, I can imagine.
Yeah, it comes, and then it also is very clear not to bite into any of that.
And then
No,
you
it's
just
so
see.
clear, so immediately. I just see I show
Yeah.
up or I don't. As
Yeah.
so far, I'm showing up.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally understand. That's
Yeah.
with everything. That's whole life. Not to bite into
Oh,
it.
exactly. Not to bite, to let life show us what it wants us to do.
Yeah.
With whatever circumstance. If it wants me to live on the streets, okay. If it wants me to live in a palace, okay. You know, if it wants me to
live in a house with noisy neighbors. Okay.
with the noisy neighbors, okay.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
it
if it wants me to
wants
hold
me
meetings,
to have an accident, whatever. Okay. If it want,
uh,
it's I see this is so much the invitation all the time.
yes, that is, I mean, that's
Amazing.
what the sages call surrender in a way, isn't it? It's that, you know, there's that fight against it constantly in our society, in our civilization culture. Or, you know, there are some cultures that kind of are born into that kind of surrender where they just, oh, okay. Finding that okay with hands off, you know, finding the okay with whatever is. Anything, Byron Katie said it so beautifully. Yeah, I mean, so long ago, but she made it so clear. I loved it. Everything else is suffering. If there is a fighting with what is, you know, we always lose. We always lose.
Yeah, but it starts automatically.
I know there is even that is no, but you can see how
Yeah, you can see
something in spite of it evolved in
that.
us
Yeah.
so that we can speak like this and that it's more and more clear than ever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look what your system has gone through just in these last years, where it had to say okay to how many things. And
Yeah.
it's been twisting and turning everything in you upside down. And there you are. There you are. It's like, okay, 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 here I am. I'm showing up, even if it's like this.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
that it works like this, or that it's available for this system, this okayness, you can say.
Yes. Yes.
And sometimes, of course, it's but
Yeah.
I can
Yes.
I can see it. It's clear.
Yes. Yes.
It's just now
24/7.
in the relating with my time because I don't know where it will go, and then just to
Yeah.
see like how wow, it's amazing like how your mind what it does, and then okay,
Absolutely. And
it's,
then, okay, exactly. Here,
let's see. Yeah.
we'll see. It's not
Yeah.
in anybody's hands what
Mm,
life wants you guys to,
mm.
how it wants you to move.
No,
And you're here.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, and oh.
Mm. I also can feel like how then this okayness, you can say, yeah. It's a kind of
Mm.
turns a kind of everything drops and it turns a kind of inwards, and from there then there's coming this enormous space or something like this, like
Yes. Yes,
it's
exactly.
really,
Yes.
so you have all this and then it's the focus is not there but it goes more like okay, and then there's this huge space coming kind
Yes.
of
Exactly.
dropping into the body,
Yeah. And it's using the body for it, huh?
yeah.
Whatever that is, it's
Yeah.
using that anchor
Mm,
of the body in a
yeah,
way. At least that's my experience. It's like,
yeah.
oh, okay, oh, okay, oh, and it goes into fullness.
Mm,
It fills, talking about my own experience, fills every cell. That's how it feels. Whew. And then everything stretches out and yeah, touches
mhm.
everything.
I'm very grateful, uh, and even to say that, like that you did this journey already for such a long time, and your system is kind of so much in it, and then it gives so much information. That's because it also has some courage, you can say.
What's the courage? I'm not sure if I understand, but I'm not really sure what you mean by that.
To see and to watch and to watch clear and to see all these movements, and
Yeah.
because not to go away from it, and I can see even over that you have no choice because it happens or it doesn't happen, but I just want to speak it like that
Yeah.
when I really meet with you, I will when we were sitting in the beginning, wow, there's such a depth, and I feel there's coming so much information, and it's so beautiful to sit with you because so quietly, and then all this information, and there's such a depth in it, in a way. It's really beautiful.
You're an amazing receiver, Ellen. Absolutely exquisite.
Mm.
Mm,
Hmm.
mm,
Ah, that's nice to hear.
mm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, that your system can receive and perceive. I mean, perceive at first and then receive is an amazing capacity.
Hmm.
And express on top of it. It's, it's wonderful.
Mhm.
Very awake and alive. That's how it feels here.
Hmm.
And clear, also very clear.
Very clear.
Yes,
Very
very,
clear.
very
Very clear which direction. It's crystal clear.
absolutely. Yes.
Crystal clear. Number one.
Crystal clear. Absolutely. Gosh, what a privilege for us to meet, huh?
Mhm. Yeah. Mm. Mm. And then it's so beautiful to hear you speak because it's a kind of acknowledge. Hoe zeg je dat?
Acknowledgement?
Yeah,
Yeah.
acknowledgement that is also living here, but sometimes the words are, they are looking how to come out or how to, how does it speak, how does it express, because the
Yes,
Alice system is not the Meike system, it's different.
exactly.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm also very aware of that.
Mm.
Before I could see there was more like a kind of, oh, then it has to be like the Meike system, but I am not.
Yeah.
This system has its own knowledge and its own
Oh,
way of expressing, and I don't know, let's
oh
see
yes.
how it wants to express. But it wants to express this. That's clear. That's the
Yeah.
crystal clear.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And then it will find its way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. I'm so happy that you are in my life.
Oh, same here. Same here.
Yeah. Mm.
Love, 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 and more. Mwah.
Love to everybody.
Yes. Thank you all for being here, for showing up and showing yourselves in the most beautiful way and sharing. Wow, exquisitely.
And I like to add, Meike, that even with a small group, we filled 2 hours.
Yeah, we did. How
We
did we
did.
do that?
You see, it is
You
so
see?
needed. It is so needed.
So
Small or
exquisite.
large, doesn't matter.
Mm.
Thanks for showing up and being available for this and bringing it into the world. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm.